When it comes to designing web apps, Java is one of the most potent programming languages available. Millions of Java programs are currently in use, making it a well-liked choice among developers for more than 20 years. You may have various prospects for job advancement in the Java industry. You can begin your career as a Java developer by creating software, mobile applications, or websites. This video is divided into four parts. Now let's take a look at the agenda. Introducing the Java and Oracle platforms. What is Java? Where is Java used? Java, job, demand and experience trends. Languages before Java. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon so that you never miss any update from Intellipaat YouTube channel.
So I'm going to start with the very first. We are starting the introduction session for Java today. Before I would explain you what Java is, let me help you understand why you are going for the particular programming language. Java is becoming a very popular or a famous programming language due to its basic nature, or I would rather say its feature of being object oriented, platform independent, and providing many more features which helps you to run your application across any devices. So we will understand each individual nature of Java to understand why we are preferring Java as our best suited programming language to develop either standalone application or middleware application or a web application. Okay, very first we will understand why Java is being preferred, and then we will go about what Java is. To learn any new thing, you should be clear about why am I learning this, what beneficial it will give me to my professional career, and where am I going to apply that. If it is really important, where can I see it right now functioning into real time example. The advantages of Java, where it is being used currently, how the memory management in Java programming language is taking place, and we will see how to give a boost startup in writing our Java programs, and then its fundamental components of any programming language we will understand one by one. So very first, let's say I'll give you a kind of a case study. There is a student called John. We will try to understand it with the case study, so it gives you a clear idea or the picture of why we are going with the step. Okay, John is a student at California University and wanted to become a programmer, carrying a dream just like his elder brother. He is learning many programming language in the class like C, C++, Ruby, Python, and teacher says that Java is one of them and it is very important. Just because of teacher says the Java is very important, we won't get agreed upon to learn the Java programming language. Rather, we wanted to satisfy our confusion over why Java is more important programming language. To understand that, John has fired a query to the teacher, to the faculties. Why Java is more important? So he got an answer of a bookish kind of statement or a definition. Because Java is highly secured, object oriented, and widely used language in the industry, that is one reason why Java is important. Yet, if I am completely new to any industry standards, I would not be satisfied with the answer. It feels like somewhere a bookish answer. So, because he was yet confused, he drove to home and tried to get a clear-cut idea about why Java to be preferred for my chosen language to be learned. Okay. His elder brother says, "Hello, John. How was your day?" John said, "My teacher started with the programming languages today. He started with the Java and said it is very useful and equally important. And yet I am not satisfied or I am not able to understand why is that so." Then his brother answered, "Well, he is actually right. Java is really very important and is being used everywhere into our day-to-day life scenarios or different machines what we are using. What are those machines? His elder brother started explaining. Yes, sure. Let me take you to the places where Java is being used. Very first, everyone would like to watch a television, and the set-top box, which is very important to digitize the televisions into current market. And your set-top box is one example where Java is being used to run the different programs, the different serials or the different shows, depending upon the timings, the schedules, and setting your alerts, setting the subscriptions, and many more. So that is all running on a Java programming language. And that's where Java is being used is the one example. Second, nowadays, very convenient way of traveling, whether you are traveling within your own city or maybe traveling to completely new city. And that is what your GPS system. It helps you, it guides you to any specific location where the location is completely new to you. So GPS navigation tools or the systems are something which has been designed on the basis of Java programming language. And that's where second place you find a Java programming language is being used. Third location. We may see the different billing machines in the grocery shop or different shopping malls. And that is also running on a Java programming language. While returning back, John says, yes, I had understood that Java is almost everywhere. So, John, now that you know Java is used in many fields, you should start learning it if you wish to be a good programmer. Finally, his elder brother gifted him a smartphone. And obviously, I need not to answer you what smartphone runs on. It's an Android operating system. What your Android operating system written with? It's a Java programming language. I am not saying that it is only a Java programming language, but most of the Android applications are written with the Java programming language. And that's where John is being satisfied to start learning the Java as preferred programming language and consider that it is an important programming language. What is Java? It is obviously a computer programming language which helps you to write or to develop any software application which can run multiple tasks concurrently. Just take an example of your laptops or desktop nowadays. You may run multiple applications. I may be typing in my Word document, simultaneously taking a printout of the documents, listening a music, copying a file from one destination to other destinations, and many more tasks may be running. I may be downloading simultaneously. So that is an example of concurrent programming, an application which helps you to run multiple tasks at the same point in time within a single application is what your concurrent application, which can be developed using Java programming language. Java is class-based programming language, which means in Java we always define a class to work upon any entities which may map your application to your real-time entity. So here we just understand it follows a prototyping concept of writing an application using a class concept. Let's talk about the object-oriented nature. When I say it is an object-oriented programming language, it really helps you to write an application with right level of accessibility. When I'll talk about the ATM teller machine, I may swipe a card, I may do the transactions, but only specific to my account. And it will definitely hide from me as an end user that how it is verifying my credit or debit card, what logic it is using, which is completely hidden from me and obviously not required by me to know how my card is validated. I should only be beneficiary that my card or debit or the credit card with the particular bank system should get verified. That is what I would need. So these two things are encapsulation abstraction, which is a feature of any object oriented programming language which can be achieved while writing our application with the given programming language. Again, I'm going to elaborate it more with some more example to help you understand much better. Let's talk about Java specifically designed to have a few implementation dependencies as possible. Nowadays, you may see there are many game applications which you need not to download to play them. You can play them online just by downloading a small sized plugin, maybe of a few KB size plugin into your browser and can play it online with different family members or the friends which are remotely available. Okay, so that can be an example of we may develop an application which very rarely requires any dependencies to be installed to access those applications. Okay, so let's talk about a real world rather than juggling around the conceptual beneficiary of Java programming language, where your Java is used. This is actually a survey of different websites which is been summarized over here. Java is used in various enterprise level applications or maybe into frameworks all around the world. Like my Java as a Java runtime environment is been installed almost over 850 million PCs. Okay, this survey was done somewhere 2016, so it may have been increased by the time. You can very easily put up into your Google and can get your Wikipedia answering you about the survey of the different JRE installer, how the survey is being done. Obviously, because nowadays every product, whether they are software, they can be downloaded only through the vendor's sites, and vendor keeps counting about the installation request, and that's where from we get the knowledge about how many PCs are downloading JRE or running with the JRE connecting to an internet. Java is used to develop any Android application. Now you know that your smartphone has really made your life much easier, and that is because of the Android applications, which are really very small in size but achieves the same functionality how your desktop based application were supposed to do. Java is used to develop your Hadoop applications. You might be knowing this Hadoop name. These are the different applications which helping to analyze the different data which is being communicated nowadays over the different social networking websites like your Twitter, Facebook, and many more like your WhatsApp and likewise so. When you say they are social networking websites, you are not only passing the messages, am I right? You may be sharing the number of documents in a different formats, maybe a Word document, text format document, audio video format document, your picture format document, any graph based document, any type of formatted documents is shared between multiple users. So the data over an internet is growing. It is a core Java what we are mentioning here. When I say a Java, we have a different edition which I will explain you into coming slide. So there I will go for the specific features of Java, Advanced Java, J2EE and so on. But here I'm purely talking about Java, which is a core Java, also known as Java 2 Standard Edition, or maybe its short form as J2SE. So they are mainly being used across many applications and many systems. You might have heard of different application softwares like web servers, Tomcat server, right? IIS server. You might have heard of WebLogic server, WebSphere server. What are they? They are softwares. They are software applications. What do you mean by software applications? Just like your MS Office. Okay? But to use your MS Office, you will definitely need an operating system. Maybe Windows, Linux, Solaris, any office, right? Any operating system. Similar way, to develop any large scale application, whether it is enterprise application, web application. When I say web application, it means a website. To make your website available over internet, you will need this different server software application to help you out, which you will learn with your advanced Java concept, which is also known as J2EE. Okay, there we will again call upon your application servers and web servers, which is being used to manage and maintain your websites and make it available over online. Okay, so right now, not to confuse you, the advanced topic we will in depth discussing later when we are starting with an advanced Java concept. Now, Java has been used to develop few frameworks. They are also a framework which is just kind of a software library which are developed on Java programming language itself. Okay, you would have heard of their name: Spring, Hibernate, Struts, JSF, Hadoop, and many more like AngularJS, Node.js, Backbone.js, React.js. These are the frameworks which is developed on JavaScript. But when you say Hadoop, Spring, Hibernate, Struts, JSF, they are developed on Java programming language. These are also covered into your course content. So again, because they are an advanced topic, I don't want to keep you more or a high level of confusion. So we will be taking it in when we are starting with Java frameworks module. Okay, this is just a graph which was designed somewhere in 2013 when the Java specific jobs were in demand depending upon the experience you have with the language and the different tools of a language you are able to cooperate with. Okay, this was the graph picked up from the Indeed. You can to know the recent requirement of the Java job trends market. Okay, let's talk about some more languages. There are different languages. There were and they are yet, like C, C++, Visual Basic, Python. They are also a programming language only. They are also object oriented. But yet, they lag behind the Java due to certain backward compatibility. Like, let's say, why Java was introduced or what was the motive or the goal behind Java programming language introduction is mainly to replace the C++ programming language. C++ does not have a sufficient or a efficient means of garbage collection. When I say a garbage collection, it is basically a memory management technique. Let's say, what do you mean by memory technique? Memory management technique. I would explain you with a very basic example. You have a new smartphone in your hand which has a capability of 6 GB of RAM. How many applications you may be opening simultaneously in your mobile? 5, 10, 15. At one point of time, your mobile will definitely hangs on. Am I right? Why it is hanging on? That is because you are keep opening the different task, working on multiple tasks, which is higher than the capacity of your RAM, and not closing, not clearing up your runtime memory by closing the unnecessary applications, which is making your system performance down. So, if any application or any operating system which comes with a default memory management proficiency, they will keep track of your applications which are open in the background and not being used. They will close it after certain interval. Such kind of operating system becomes more efficient systems, and those systems we may prefer more than the system which do not carry any memory management proficiency. And that is what my C++ programming language were lacking behind and been introduced with Java programming language. We are going to discuss it, how Java is handling it. So we will see that in action even. But conceptually, this is what your Java garbage collection feature is added to. Apart from this, C++ were lacking behind the support for threads. What do you mean by threads? Into my system, I have been executing GoToMeeting, my browser, my PowerPoint presentations, and maybe I'm copying some file. I may be running some music, multiple tasks. So each task is introduced as a thread. And by introducing as a thread, my application can manage multiple threads simultaneously more efficiently than handling them as a process how C++ were doing. So, threading concept was absent in your C++ programming language, which is been added with Java, and that is what your additional feature is. It gets complex when we want to develop a graphics rich application with C++. In C++ programming, to draw or to create any GUI application. What do you mean by GUI application? Let us compare your Windows operating system with your Linux operating system. In your Linux operating system, if at all you need to copy one file from a source to destination, what do you have to do? You have to type in command, copy command, copy from so and so source to so and so destination. When you are typing in, there may be a possibility of typos in a character, in a lower uppercase name of a directory or a file, maybe in the extension of a file name. So, when you want to instruct something to your operating system in terms of command or in terms of interactive mode with your mouse cursor, which one is much more suitable or flexible or comfortable for an end user? What do you think? Which operating system is much easier? Obviously GUI, and that is what was lacking in C++. You can write GUI application with C++, but to write GUI application with C++, you have to write really lengthy code, and the moment you write lengthy code, it becomes very complex to maintain the code, and even it also becomes cumbersome to find any bugs or error with a lengthy code. And even when I wanted to transfer a code from one system to other system, it takes a longer time to get copied or to get transferred. So there are so many disadvantages with writing the GUI application using C++, which has been reduced with Java programming language, because Java programming language carries predefined definition of designing any GUI controls. So Java has Java GUI packages which are ready to use. Just create an object of GUI classes and you are done with creating a text field or a combo box or a label, any control of your GUI application. Okay, let's say your C++ is not platform independent. When I say platform independency is mainly helping us to write my software application once can be accessed to any operating system and can be executed over any operating system. Okay, and that is what your platform independency is by default a nature of your Java programming language. Okay, in C++, memory allocation and deallocation needs to be done by a programmer manually. If you have a knowledge of the C++ programming language, you used to create a class object equals to new, and then you used to say delete object, okay, to allocate or deallocate the memory in your program. That is what being taken care implicitly with Java garbage collector, which is a predefined thread available running in the background. Now, to understand this terminology, let me give you basic example of your MS Office Word application. Okay, the moment you type into Microsoft Word document, and if you do any typos, any grammatical mistake, any spelling mistake, what happens immediately? Your word gets underlined with the red color. Why is that so? Because in your Word application, there is something called spell check utility, which is running in the background for infinite time. And as soon as you are typing in the document, it is verifying your spellings and grammatical mistake by underlying them. Okay, and similar to your spell check utility in a Word document, we have a Java garbage collector into your Java runtime environment, or I would say JVM. We will define this JRE, JVM, JDK little later, which is taking care of objects memory allocation and deallocation when required and when not being used. Okay.
Just a quick info, guys. Intellipaat provides Java certification online training, mentored by industry experts, the course link of which is given in the description below. Now, let's continue with